So I came back to England, but I came in with a bigger education. Because there was an education that I have learned from America. So I brought it back to England and said, well, it can work here. You understand? Because one thing I've learned, that when you're on the street, you do get grades. You get suffer tickets. You understand? And I got a grade of wanting to make money in England. So I came back to Brixton. I moved up into a place called New Park. And I looked around and I said, yeah, I can make money here. I was taught how to cook crack. So I started my own little business. Brought in two of the local lads and said, yes, time to run things. Let's make some money. I had a plan. So I went with the plan. But things were happening around me that I never understood. I had no control. But when you're in the pit, Satan is the one who controls. He's the one who's in control. And I never understood what I was getting myself and how deep I was going. Because basically, I was going from a level to another level. I was getting deeper and deeper into sin. My life, my attitude was changing. My heart became like stone. I was cold towards people. I had no feeling for the human people. You know, I had no feelings for them. All I could see was money. Money, money, money. I had created an image. My God was money. That's all I was living for, money. Selling crack, I had no feelings to sell crack to anybody. You understand? I had no feelings. But one night came, and I used to have a guy who used to come around to where I was, and he would spend about £300. Every time he came, he would spend £300 with me, and he would hit his crack. I would break it and put it in a spliff, because I said I had control. I always convinced myself that I was in control of this substance. So one night he asked me, take a lick, my friend. I said, you know something, I'm going to take a lick. Because at that particular time, I was going through a season where I was lonely. So the crack came in. It was always there, but it came in. And I remember the first time when I hit it. And that was it. I went to another level. I went into more deeper territories where I became evil. Because now I am under the influence of the crack pipe. In Brixton, I wouldn't say that I'm well known, but I know people. I started to get a name, crackhead. But I never cared. I never cared. I was just living for crack now. I decided again, it's time to move, because my name is getting mud up. My name was getting nasty. So I decided to move to Bristol, a place called St. Paul. Now, that place is not a pretty place. I moved into an estate where 95% of the people were on crack and heroin. Now, there's a lot of things that I saw that happened down in St. Paul's. I won't go into details, but I saw people lose their life. I saw a lot of robbing, a lot of things, because I was actually living in a crack city. That year, the year 2001, April, no, it was year 2002, I got myself into a situation that to get out of it, I needed to run for my life. I was hooked up with some people who were pimps, and they had a house that was legal to run prostitutes, in a home. And what I used to do for them, I was their runner. And basically, I used to get the girls them off the street and put them up in this place and supply them with crack. This went on for 3 years. At one stage, it got so bad that I saw something that I will not talk about it now, but people lost their lives. The gun turned on me. One night they came to get rid of me because I knew a lot of information. And I had to run. And I ran from Bristol back to Brixton. I remember the night that I came out of Brixton Stoop Station, and I stood up and I looked up and I said, well, what's next? I keep running, keep running, keep running. So I decided to go and check one of the Rasta bedroom then. Knocked on the door. Virgin see me and said, boy, can I help you? I said, fair enough. So I decided to go and check one of my sisters. And I knocked on her door. She opened the door. She said, come in. She's a Christian. She looked at me and she said, boy, you don't look good. I said, I don't feel good at all. She said, okay, I don't want to hear it, but we need to do something about it. The first thing I decided to do was to cut my hair, because I found that my hair was like a baggage. It was a baggage. I had locks right down to past my kneecaps. And I said, first thing, cut it. So I cut that. I had a problem that I could not share with her. I was a crack addict. I had been on crack for 5 years. And I was an addict. I knew that I was an addict. And I said to myself, how am I going to deal with that now? Because I need help, but who do I turn to? So I kept that to myself. So I persuaded myself, so well, I'm going to come off crack, I'm going to stop selling crack, but I still need money, so I'll still hustle the weed. But it doesn't go like that. It doesn't go like that. I'm making money and I'm still taking crack in the small little corners. But this is where the calling starts. On the night of the month of October, year 2002, I received a call to meet a person where I usually done these deals. I was called to carry 1 ounce of weed. It was at a place, a basement of a shop, where I usually done these deals. But this time was the last time. This was the last time. While I went to carry this weed down to this basement, I saw the person in front of me. I had the goods, he had the money. He turned and he said to me, dog, see me ya, these are Jamaicans. As I turned around, I received a baseball bat to my head. And basically, they started to beat me. They started to beat me. At one stage, I looked up. One of them said, oh, you see me fierce. Let's kill him. But God is good. God is good. He's a merciful God. You know, I believe God said, beat him, but don't kill him. Beat him, but don't kill him. I have use for that person. While I was on the floor, one of them left the room to go and get the gun to come back to finish me off. And the sirens, police sirens, was heard. And the youth them left the scene, left me in a pool of blood. I was beaten to almost death.